Welcome to another edition of Whiteboard Weather, and let's get right into it because we have to talk about the snow total. Wait, I'm missing something. Okay, intro over, done. Thank you so much, by the way, Mike, for making that cool intro. We have to update the snow total because we got 2.4 inches in the WNEP backyard. So let's talk about it. Now we are above 8 inches, 8.3 exactly. And today's date, as I'm recording this, is the 10th. Normal for an entire season is about 38 to 40 inches. So we'll continue to progress here on the ruler. But obviously, I want to talk about us and December 10th. So 2.4 inches of snowfall in the backyard today. That brings our total up to 8.3 inches. Normal for a December is 7 to 8 inches. And then so far this December, we've gotten 6.6. So we're about a third of the way through the month and about normal for snowfall. So if we don't get any more, we'll end up being about average for December snowfall. The next thing I want to talk about is how cold it's been. It's now the tied 5th coldest start to a December over the first 10 days. The average high temperature has been 32 degrees, so freezing, and the average low temperature has been about 18 degrees. So averaging those out, it's about 25. So yeah, that's fairly chilly. That's about 11 degrees below normal for the first 10 days of December. I just wanted to talk about that. So now that all the stats are gone, I want to switch it up a bit. I want to do my map graphic, but this map is a little bit different. I totally did not draw the map upside down, but it was a quick cut. So here's the Earth, here's North America, here's South. That's not important. I want to talk about something interesting that's happening this week. The sunset times are getting later and later before the winter solstice. Isn't that weird? Yeah, you would expect it to keep on getting earlier and earlier until the winter solstice and get later and later, but there's an easy explanation. It involves the Earth and the sun as well. The first thing we got to know about the Earth is that it's not directly north to south like this. It's tilted on an axis. You may have heard that Earth's tilted on an axis about 23.5 degrees. The next thing we got to know is the path around the sun. Here's the sun, and we'll say Earth is this tiny little dot. When Earth takes its path around the sun, it's not a perfect circle. It's what we call an ellipse. So Earth goes around. But during the winter months, it's actually closer to the sun, and because of this, it actually moves a bit faster. So we're going to take all of that and show you why sunset times are getting earlier and earlier. So we'll draw our horizon right here, our flat horizon, even though I know we do have mountains, but our flat horizon. So why does not happen with the sunrise time? The sunrise times are getting earlier and earlier. So based on the ellipse, if you take a picture of the sun every day at the same time, it makes a figure 8. And I'm gonna draw it like this. So here it is during the summer, and here it is during the winter. It moves a little faster, so it's like a weird figure 8. And it's tilted about 23, well, depending on what latitude you're on, but it's tilted based on your latitude and based on the tilt of the Earth. So this is your sunrise times again. This is your sunrise. So in the summer, the sun's already up here, but in the winter, the sun is just beginning to rise. And you can see that it pretty much matches up directly with the winter solstice right here. With the sunset times, the figure 8 is in now the opposite direction. It is this way. Okay, so we have the axis right here, but notice something interesting that happens right here. You have sunsets right here. Here, around December 10th, is where it's lowest in the horizon, but then it creeps a little bit back up, and this is December 21st. So it's only a little bit of a difference, but because the Earth is tilted, and because we take a weird path around the sun that's not perfectly spherical, we get sunset times that actually are later and later just before the winter solstice. And then they get earlier and earlier. And this is summertime right here. This is when it's nice and warm. But yeah, it's a bit of a complicated concept, but I just wanted to bring it up. I just want to show you part of the reason why our sunset and sunrise times are a bit wonky. They're not even per se. There's a lot going on with the Earth. But yeah, so we talked about a lot today. Let me know if you have any questions about anything we talked about today. As always, thank you for tuning into this edition of Whiteboard Weather. My name is Anthony here in Storm Tracker 16 Weather Center. Have a great rest of your day.